So I want to talk to y'all a second. So I'm just wondering, I'm wanting to ask the trans community this shit too. How come is it trans women demand that we pretend that they are real women? And I mean, okay, I'm okay with a trans woman calling themselves a woman, and then, but for you to, and understand for them wanting to be respected and all this other shit. But yo, they're like, I've had conversations with them, with some of them, and I haven't found one that admits that they are biologically a man. Like they see absolutely no difference. They don't. They refuse. In fact, they get angry and they'll threaten you and threaten your fucking children and talk about, I'll call my friends with guns and they'll come take your fucking kids away. Yo, that's a threat. That is a fucking threat. So I have come to the conclusion that this whole trans community, its sole purpose is to get straight men to forcefully, what is it? To by force change straight men's way of thinking, so that way we're not allowed to have a sense of a biological woman. We're not allowed to, whenever we go out, to care whether or not we're sleeping with either men or actual biological women. Because I know whenever it comes for me, whenever I get with a woman, whenever I was dating, whenever I would pursue a woman or talk to a woman or anything like that, my whole thought logic behind this was, okay, I'm looking for someone that I could get married to and I can have a family with. And and I know a lot of trans people are like, well, you can marry a trans person, you can have a family with a trans person. No, the fuck you can't. You may be able to marry them, but you can't have a fucking kid with them. They can't get pregnant. Their nature has deemed them not good enough to carry children. Period. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you say if that's an insult or not. Nature don't give a fuck about your feelings. It don't care how you feel. It don't care if you get offended. Bottom of the matter is, biological men cannot get pregnant. So therefore, a trans woman can never get pregnant. And I have sat there and said, that's part of what makes a woman a woman. And they're like, so you think that if a woman can't get pregnant, that means that she's not a woman? Not you. See, you've completely took what I said. I said it's a part of being a woman. Just because a woman cannot get pregnant it doesn't make her any less of a woman, because she still has other traits that women have, like, I don't know, menopause, periods, period cramps. I mean, they have estrogen in their system. They've got, I mean, their DNA will say that they're a woman. All these things make a woman a woman. You can chop a woman's titties off and she still be a fucking woman. You chop the titties off of a fucking trans woman and they're back to being a fucking man. I mean, nothing unnatural has happened to them. It's just, trans people have a right to exist. They really do. But they do not have a right to sit here and say, well, whenever I make a comment on a video and I say, well, that's not a real woman, that's a man. I'm not saying nothing that's not, I'm not lying. For you to sit there and argue it with me, that's you lying. So I'm not comfortable with society telling me that you're not allowed to speak out against trans people, not having to tell you that they are trans. And they're wanting to label the reaction that some men will have as trans panic. That trans panic bullshit. All that is a manipulation to minimize how a straight man feels once he finds out that he's been manipulatively raped by another man. For a straight man, going to prison One of the worst things that we can think of happening to us is to get fucked in the ass. That means to get raped. That's one of the worst things we could think of to ever fucking happen to us. So whenever a trans person, trans woman tells or leads a man to believe that he is a real woman, and by leads him to believe and by manipulation is, that's not the trans woman, that's not how they look naturally. If they did no medical shit, no procedures, no nothing on them, no makeup, no wigs, no nothing, they would not look like that. They would look like a man. So that's manipulations. Anytime you manipulate something so that you could get something, that's manipulations. So it's rape. So you're no different than a person in prison who rapes someone. So for you to sit there and demonize the reaction that straight people could have, but yet you're not going to demonize you not having a full disclosure of what the fuck you really are, because you really are a man. It don't matter how much makeup you put on. It don't matter how much estrogen you take. It don't matter how badly you mutilate your penis and make it look like a vagina. They still use your penis to make the vagina. So whenever they shove your pee-pee up into your crotch and then they sew the shit up and a man shoves his wiener up into your crotch, all he's really doing is rubbing his pee-pee against your inside out pee-pee. I mean, it's still gay shit. And as a straight person, I have a right to my sexuality. And if you want to say fuck my feelings and you don't care about my feelings and my rights, I don't care about your rights. Because let's get one thing honest. We are not equals. We're not equals. I don't care what you say. We're not equals. Because if we was to do this and make it to where no straight person could ever reproduce ever again, and then we took away the medical procedures to be able to create reproduction, if everybody was forced to be gay, the world, humanity would end in 2 generations. Because gay people can't reproduce with each other. Nature has deemed you not good enough to bear children. So my ultimate thing is if you cannot be completely 100% honest with yourself, I know you're not going to be 100% honest with no one else. And you can sit there and you can say, well, they tell them before they have sex. No, you don't. Because y'all are already making the arguments to where you don't have to tell them. So that way when you don't, you can use an excuse and you can hide behind police whenever they want to get mad and fuck your ass up. That's fucked up. So I'm going to create a situation to where I can rape you, and then if you flip out, I have protection to make sure that you can't get revenge. I think that's fucked up. I think that is extremely fucked up. I have made the comparison. That's like, and I've had trans people tell me, well, you should ask them if they were born a woman. I shouldn't have to goddamn ask someone something that happens naturally. Your ass is doing something unnatural. They're natural. Why the fuck should they suffer for something that they can't help? But yet you shouldn't suffer for something that you willingly did yourself. That's not your identity problems is not straight people's problems. We don't give a fuck. That's your problem. You chose to go through that issue. That's your problem, not ours. So you should have to identify yourself. We shouldn't have to question each other. You should have to, because you're the one that chose to do this. I hope y'all have a good one, and I hope y'all understand what I'm saying, because I don't see no difference in the trans person purposefully manipulating their body to look like something else so that way they can pull straight men and then not tell them, and then me going and physically manipulating a beer, aka putting a roofie in it and drugging a woman so that way she will sleep with me. There's just no difference. There is none. Because this is the whole comparison. If you was to tell that man that you were really a man, they wouldn't sleep with you. Just like if I was to tell that woman that beer had a roofie in it, she wouldn't fucking drink it. It's the same goddamn shit. I don't care what you say. I don't care about your feelings. Well, trans people die when they identify themselves. Nobody's saying that is okay. But whenever a trans person don't identify themselves and then they sleep with the fucking dude, it's kind of hard for you to get sympathy for them when they just raped someone. I've never advocated for the life of rapists. I don't think any of them deserve to breathe. Any kind of rapist. They're the lowest scum of life. That includes trans people who does not identify themselves as trans before sleeping with someone. You are fucking scum. Like, that's fucked up, yo. That's rape. Bottom fucking line. Straight means I don't want you at all. There is nothing you could ever do to be good enough to be with me. Because no matter what you do, no matter what you change, no matter what surgery you go through, you're not a woman. And the reason why you're not a woman is because none of you could ever give birth. Ever. There's nothing that there's nothing that can be done to make a trans woman be able to give birth. Some women can give birth. That's why they're women. Even the ones who can't give birth, who was born infertile, they're still women because they were born infertile. You wasn't born fertile or infertile. You wasn't born neither one because you're not a woman. You're a trans woman. I will respect you on that. You are a trans woman. You deserve life and you deserve respect. But what you don't deserve is my compromise on my sexuality. You don't deserve that. And you don't deserve for me to change reality and basic biology so that way you can feel comfortable. I'm sorry, you chose this life. You chose to mutilate your penis and turn it into a vagina. You chose to become a trans woman. We may be able to accept you as a trans woman, but we can never accept you as a woman. There's huge difference. Huge difference. Women are the reason why life is even on this earth. And you have nothing to do with that. Nothing. I hope your community, your LGBTQTIA fucking Z community can learn to respect straight people as we have given you so much fucking respect. You have 2 goddamn months to fucking celebrate your sexuality, even though I think it's kind of fucking pathetic you're celebrating what you fuck. I mean, I've never heard of a straight month. I've never heard of straight pride or no shit like that. I mean, I really think it says that you're a really small person that your sexuality is that much of your identity. It screams insecurity to me. Because, I don't know, man. I've never walked up to someone and shook their hand. Hey, my name's Joshua, and I like to eat pussy. I've never done that before in my fucking life. It's just not something that has ever crossed my mind. But y'all are a different breed of people, I guess. Y'all have different morals. But I hope y'all can learn to respect each other, and most importantly, I hope you can learn to respect the very people that give you your rights. Straight people. Because without us, it'd still be illegal for you to be yourself. So, Hope you can show some fucking gratitude. Have a nice day, because I used to support the gay community and I can't do it no more. Like, y'all have pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and shoved your shit down our fucking throats so goddamn much that y'all have you're complaining about cartoons not fucking each other. Dead ass serious. That's a legit thing. Y'all complained because 2 12-year-old little boys wasn't depicted kissing each other in a cartoon. That says a lot, man. That's fucking sick, bro. I've never seen no other community complain about children not having sex with each other. Oh my God, those 2 boys, they didn't play with each other's penis. I didn't see a scene where they played with each other's penis. I'm so angry. Like, that's fucking weird, homie. That's sick. Come on, man. They're kids. Like I said, man, I hope y'all can learn to grow the fuck up and develop some kind of personality other than what you're sleeping with. Please. Do better.